Which trees play a significant role in the magic and history of Disneyland? I'll tell you which ones right now. What is up, everyone? This is Damien, the Disney Hacker here, and today we are at Disneyland. If you're new to this channel, welcome. You guys are already part of the D3 Hacker family. Welcome back to the ride. Let's get this party started. All right, D3 Hackers, we have a fun adventure for you guys today. As you can see, we are in front of the Rivers of America here in Frontierland at Disneyland. But today, we're not going to talk about the River of America. We're going to talk about, what do you guys see in the background, guys? What do you see on the Tom Sawyer Island? You see trees. Trees all over the park. We're going to come back and talk about this tree in a second right here. But Disneyland has a history of some magical trees here. Very good. There's some specific trees here that has stories behind them. You know, legendary stories about how they became part of the park. And, you know, there's a couple behind Walt Disney himself and his wife. You know, cool things like that. And there's some trees that play a key role in the Imagineering of the park as well. The acoustics of the park as well. With that being said, folks, as we walk along the shores of the River of America here, we're going to talk about approximately about 5 or 6 of these trees here at the parks, here at Disneyland specifically. We're going to go by each one and give you a little brief story, history about it. And you see the Pirates of the Caribbean right there. And just acknowledge, not acknowledge them, but just observe their greatness and things like that. So, but that's one thing I like about the parks, for folks. It's just a lot of history in the parks. You never, you know, things you take for granted. A lot of cool history behind certain things, like just as simple as trees. You know, so with that being said, folks, we're gonna start over here, I believe, in New Orleans Square. I'm gonna show you a good perspective of one of the trees we're gonna talk about. And we're gonna work around the way around the park. Mainly, we're gonna be over here, folks. Stay focused over in the Adventureland area and Frontierland area. Then we're gonna go over to Batuu and talk about a couple of trees right there. And we probably finish up possibly in Fantasyland. But today we're gonna focus on the trees in Adventureland, Frontierland, and over in Batuu. With that being said, folks, let's get this party started. All right, D3 Hackers, we're going to start our fun adventure over here on the opposite end of the Rivers of America, pretty much right in front of the Haunted Mansion. As you can see, the tree right in front of me, the pointy tree right there that kind of looks like the Matterhorn. Well, it is supposed to look like the Matterhorn. That's called the Matterhorn tree. Now, the reason why this is called the Matterhorn tree is because, you know, the Imagineers wanted you to be so immersive over here in New Orleans Square that they did not want you to have you see the Matterhorn. You know, you have a big white mountain, it seems out of place. So if you stand right here, let me show you exactly where I'm standing at. There's the Haunted Mansion right there. And there's right there Pirates right there. And there's Tom Sawyer Island right there. So you stand right there. Behind that tree is a Matterhorn. Let me walk a little bit further to the left so you can see what I'm talking about. When you walk further west, you'll see the Matterhorn a little bit popping through the trees. You see it right there, how it kind of pops right there. So that was the main purpose of this tree right there, to cut it, make sure it's always manicured properly, so you can hardly ever see the Matterhorn through the trees while you're over here in New Orleans Square. With that being said, folks, let's go to our next tree. All right, everyone, we're at tree number 2, and the location of this tree is near the entrance of Pirates of the Caribbean, and also near the entrance of New Orleans Square and Adventureland. Now, this tree is a Morton fig tree. Now, what's special about this tree is that this tree has oil lines, pipelines running at the base of it and the roots of it, which is insane. Now, this tree was donated by an oil company years and years ago, back in the 50s when the park opened. And hey, you know, there's a hidden mystery right there, a hidden secret right there. There are oil pipes running at the base of this tree right here. In the roots of the tree, I should say. How crazy is that? With that being said, folks, let's walk over towards our next tree. It's not actually a tree, it's actually a bush. Now, this bush plays an important role in the location of the park. Now, I should say the separation of two lands of this park. Now this rosemary bush right here we're coming up on is a marker that separates two lands of Disneyland. It separates New Orleans Square and it separates Frontierland. Now the rosemary bush right here, coming up right here. Now I'm gonna tell you guys the story behind this. You see on the right portion right here where the cast iron fence is, that is New Orleans Square, and to the left is the beginning of Frontierland. Now that's how you divide the two lands up right there. This rosemary bush right here. That is very cool. I never did know that. All the times I've been coming here to Disneyland, this pottery plant, this rosemary bush right here is a very key role of the separation of the two lands. Again, to the right you have New Orleans Square, and to the left with the New Orleans Square you have the cast iron fence, and to the left you have the wooden fence, which symbolizes the beginning of Frontierland. With that being said, folks, let's go to our next tree. All right, D3 Hackers, our next tree we're going to talk about here over in Frontierland is near the entrance of Frontierland. It is the Halloween tree, which is really cool. Now the story behind this tree, now this tree was dedicated to the author, famous author, Ray Bradbury. He's the author of the Halloween tree novel. This is dedicated on the 25th anniversary of that novel. So very, very cool story behind this right here. You can see it's decorated for Halloween, and it also is decorated, you know, other times of year, specifically for like during Christmas time. You can see it's decorated with nice Christmas decorations as well. Nice cool jack-o'-lantern ornaments up here. Very, very cool. Again, this is pretty much on the night of Halloween 2007. It was dedicated to the Halloween tree here near the entrance of Frontierland. This is a location that's right across from the shooting exposition right there over here in Frontierland. With that being said, folks, we're going to walk over to our next tree, famous tree here at Disneyland, in particular here in Frontierland. Now, this is a very famous tree. We walked past it earlier. I told you we're going to come back by it. It is the infamous petrified tree located near the shore of, right next to the banks, on the banks of the River of America here at Disneyland. So we're gonna walk around the back end right here. Now this tree right here, of course you guys might not know, was a gift to Walt, from Walt to his wife. Very, very cool right here. The petrified tree. Here it is, the petrified tree. Here, now here's the story. This is a plaque right here you can see on it. You know, this section weighs about 5 tons and measures 7.5 feet in diameter, which is very cool. The original tree was estimated to have been 200 feet tall and part of a subtropical forest between 55 to 70 million years ago in what was now known as Colorado. Scientists believe that this would be a redwood, belong to the redwood sequoia species. Wow, this is really cool, and this was, like I said, presented to Mrs. Walt Disney in September of 1957. Very, very cool. The cool stuff you see here at the Disneyland Resort. Again, this is the petrified tree here, right across. There's the famous Mark Twain right there, right across from the River of America. With that being said, folks, let's go to our next tree, probably our final tree here at the Disney Resort, and it's in a galaxy far, far away. Okay, D3 Hackers, the final tree we're going to talk about today in this Amazing Trees of Disneyland episode is over here in Batuu, and it's the Batuu Wishing Tree. How cool is that? It's the newest addition to the tree collection here, the special trees collection here at the Disneyland Resort. We just missed the stormtroopers standing on top right there, harassing people. But we're gonna go into Savvy's courtyard, the courtyard over by Savvy's workshop, right here where you get your cool lightsabers made right here. And here is right here the Batuu Wishing Tree. Now, legend has it that if you tie a ribbon on this tree, you can make a wish and it will come true. Very cool. You can tie ribbons on here. This is the Batu wishing tree over here in Galaxy's Edge here at Disneyland. Very cool secret right there. With that being said, folks, this wraps up our fun tour of the amazing cool trees here at the Disneyland Resort. Well, folks, there you have it. This concludes this fun episode about the magical trees here at Disneyland. I hope you enjoyed this episode like I did. Now, I'd like to hear from you D3 hackers. Did you have a favorite tree I talked about? Hey, was there a tree that I missed? Feel free to leave a comment below. This should be fun. In the meantime, if you guys are still having your Disneyland withdrawals, feel free to check out my channel. I have some fun, amazing Disneyland tips and some fun and amazing Disneyland adventures to help you get your Disney fix. And hey, folks, if you love the content of this channel and would like to contribute to this channel, feel free to contribute to my Buy Me a Coffee account at buymeacoffee.com/D3+. Thanks again for watching, folks. Hey, folks, if you like what you see, go ahead and click the like button below. And feel free to share this video. More important, if you like me, go ahead and click the subscribe button below. Become a member of the D3 Hacker family. And remember to click that notification bell as soon as I drop the latest Disneyland news. And last but not least, folks, remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and also on Twitter. See you guys soon.